All right. Then what you do? So then after that, you
still want to see this one?
Dad talk. 3 questions from me, 3 questions from you.
Okay.
Since we're over on your platform, I whatever, you know what I'm saying? If anybody got a question that we see that we like, we can take their question and answer it for them if we want to. So I'll start it off, all right? You ready?
Yeah, you got three. You gonna start off with the first question?
So I'm gonna ask one question. You ask one question. We're gonna go back and forth.
All right.
Bet. First question is a question.
What was?
No, I'm gonna start it off.
Oh, you gonna start it off?
I'm gonna start it off. First question I always ask all my guests is, do you love what you do? And
yeah, what was the first question?
The first question is, do you love what you do? And the second part is, do you think you deserve your success? First question is the first one. I'm gonna start it off.
I'm listening to you. The first one is, do I?
First question I always ask all my guests is, do you love what you do?
Oh, do I love what I do? Yeah, actually, I love what I do. I love what I do, man. And do I love what I do, and do I think I deserve my success? Yeah. In all manners, because I look at where I came from. I look at what I could be doing. I could be a negative force in LA and throughout the country. I could be somebody that's promoting violence and, going on the internet talking crazy and bolstering, negativity. But I try to pride myself on being on the other side, somebody who people could look at and say, this is what I can do. And I like to lose myself as a pogo for other younger people to say, I was in a hole, he was in a hole. So I have no excuse to come out and start crying. I don't come out and blame the white man for I feel they have a lot to do with putting the system in place. But I had choices, though. I had a lot of money before I went to prison. I had a lot of help coming out. So I don't blame no man for the mistakes that I made. So yeah, I think I deserve it because I work hard. I studied. I try to help a lot of people, man. If people call me, I really like to help kids. I like to help people be successful. So I think, the success that I am having, I'm enjoying it. I try to share it with people. So I really think I do deserve it.
Okay. All right. What's it called? Your question to me. Question on you.
Oh, I got a question.
Please.
When that gold everything hit, I don't think people understand how much work it was after you had a song that went viral or went national. The work. I want to hear the work that it took to keep your name going up and up and up.
Well, okay. One of the amazing things, the biggest blessing with it, and what I had to realize, especially me looking back at it, right? It's 8 years since I did that, and now that I understand the game for real, and like really studied and really paid attention to the business side as much as the artist side, I realized that one of the best things for any new artist coming into the game, or any artist period, is when nobody don't know nothing about you. When you're really the first of your kind. If I don't have nothing to kind of backtrack, or if I can't ask one of the homies like, hey, you know about him? Or whatever, when people don't know about you, all they can do is take what you have and run with it. Or whatever. So it worked in my favor because I didn't come from music. I came from the streets, no friends, no role models, no big homies, no nothing, or whatever. And I just decided to do music. So when that name rang off, you had nobody else you couldn't check my file because I was making my file. or whatever, you didn't know nothing about me. And I think that that was one of the things that played in my favor, because you couldn't compare my current work. You couldn't compare All Everything to nothing, because I had nothing else. So, because that was the beginning of my journey. And the work that went into it was kind of me just being myself. You know, everything that went through, everything that happened with me, I feel like everybody's seen it because it was on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as, you know, going to talk to all the record labels, going to talk to all the streaming services, going to talk to every radio station. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of like they all wanted to meet me, because you couldn't hit nobody to be like, hey, you know anything about him? You didn't. You know, and that worked in my favor. You know, a lot of people, before they get their true success, you kind of know about them. Like, oh, he went to college artist. Oh, he this person artist. He, you know, he did this, he did that, or whatever. You didn't have that on me. Nobody had that on me because I didn't have no past. You know what I'm saying? So like that was kind of like the main work that went into it, or whatever. It's kind of like keep showing new people a new person.
Right.
You know? That's what I would say. You know, and having something that was truly entertaining. You know, it's a lot of content in the world. Okay. Yeah. It's a lot of content. Even then, like this, when I came in the game in 2012, that the term viral was never used. We never talked about something going viral. You know, you popping, don't get it wrong, but never viral. The way that my success came, that coined the word viral and made it a real thing. Ever since then, brothers been going viral from 2013, 14 onwards, going viral. You know what I'm saying? But I kicked off that wave of a brother coming into the game, and he bringing a product to the game that everybody want to touch. The black culture, the white culture, the Asian culture, the Spanish culture. Everybody's identifying with this brother, or whatever. You know, it's from Saturday Night Live to Hot 97 to Breakfast Club to LA and everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It was something that everybody needed at the time. You know, and I think that is what really helped to kick off. It was a new talent, new name coming at a time where the game needed a, you know what I'm saying? And just me, I never had to force to be me, because I'm, you know, you've been around me a lot, and I'm saying I'm gonna be me regardless. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's not hard to be something that I already am. You know what I'm saying? What the work I had to really put in was to make sure that my pen got tight, make sure that I understood how music really worked, how the business really works, so that I wouldn't have to keep blaming the white man or blaming the Jew man for fucking me over. You know, excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, or whatever. I can't keep blaming a man for my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. No, I don't care about who doing it wrong. Or whatever. I can't do that. Or whatever. It's important for me. I had to hold myself accountable for my own success and my own ups and downs. And that's the work that really went into it. That's the work for sure. I would say that. Question on me?
Yeah, question on you.
All right. Question on me. So, community, revolution, and progress. I feel a lot of people, they don't know that meaning of Crip. They're way more infatuated with the heart, with the hand signs and the blue bandanas. My question is, what was the original purpose of the organization called Crips? What was the purpose?
Since I wasn't old enough to be there, let me tell you what I've always heard. Because I mean, I would say we the first generation, because dude, we the babies.
Right.
But just to saying, like you said, community revolution, right, and progress, right. You got to think of the time, that mentality when it was being formed with young fellas, and it was a Black Power movement. We were coming out of that Malcolm Martin, Black Panthers. That era was prevalent in LA at that time. And on the east side of LA, you know, it was safe to say, if like Fremont High and all those schools over there, it was just young brothers trying to find themselves and trying to be a part of something, if it be an organization, if it be whatever it is, trying to a belonging. Because when you get to about 16, 17, every man wants to be a part of something.
Correct.
You know, be it
Correct.
strong
Something.
or create something, right?
Right.
So every man wants that. And when Raymond Washington was forming that mentality, they were at that age. So it could either went good or bad. Because I see kids now, because I coach football and I do a lot of other different things with young men. And I see right around 13 to 16 is when they start trying to find themselves and they want to be a part of something. It don't even have to be that they have to be bad. So now you go back. Before there was these different outlets for young black men.
Right.
Now you get young black men together and it becomes Crips and they get to forming that and it starts to move across the nation.
Right.
Right? So it gets strong here in LA, but then it becomes known as a violent force, because what America wants to do is to make sure that nothing becomes strong. So then we have J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah, that's a bad boy.
And playing a role in all of the different small organizations that are black forming organizations that are forming. Without me being long-winded, I think I want to educate people and have people in the public understand that there's never been a threatening organization from no other race to America on this soil but African Americans. Meaning, and I'm saying the Black Panther movement, the Nation of Islam, it's only been those. You never had a Jewish movement, Iranian movement. You never had an Islamic movement outside of African Americans. You've never had no other force, and I don't include white supremacists, the Nazi rising, because this is their nation. So however they feel about wanting to fight over their nation and fighting within their nation, this brother fighting against brother. But what I'm saying that there's never been where the FBI and all these other organizations have formed, and then the police became small paramilitary forces that watch, monitor, and then they dubbed the Crips under Clinton a terrorist organization. But I say this as us. We have now reached an age, some 50 years now, 50 years to say that we can make it be what we want it to be. Allah, let me see that soda. Allah, let me see that. Allah, we changed the narrative. So what we are doing now with things that we are able to do is change the narrative. We are changing and going back to that.
Yes.
Because if you allow people to name you, then you allow people to control you. If we allow people to say Crips and Bloods are killers doing this, well, no, I come from that. I help more people than I ever harmed, I feel like now, at this stage in my freedom. I've educated people, I've helped people get jobs, I've fed people, I've put people in position to go out and feed themselves and feed their families.
Yes.
Crips, you know what I mean? So I feel like where we are going now and where we are rising and now taking a banner to now, it can represent something more important than them talking about the violence that's attached to us. And I'm gonna leave on this note. There was a period in time when the Army used to fight the Navy, and they was gunning each other down. When they were fighting each other in different places, the Army fought the Navies, the Air Force fought such. Now they used to go at each other and was killing each other till they finally got smart and said, "Oh, when you off duty, you ain't on them ships and you ain't fighting, you can't even carry a gun." That's why the only ones who are able to carry the guns here on land are sergeants or higher ups who are part of the military. That's the history of the military. But I say, we as a young organization were very, very young when Crips were formed, when Crips and Bloods was formed. So the mindset was young. Now it's taking us to get older to be able to try to move and move it to a different level, but we still got more crap going on because it's not enough people who are still in the hood that's educating the babies and moving them along in the right direction. But we get there.
Yeah,
We are getting there.
It's a process. No. What's it? Okay, there he is. No, I appreciate you saying that, you know, because you missed the 90s, but you used that to strengthen your mind.
Right.
You strengthened your mind during the 90s when brothers per se were the ones who were young that kicked it off, it seems like, or whatever, in from Crips, or whatever, like they didn't have anybody that was giving a positive example of what Crip could be or what it was meant to be. You know, you left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it sucks. Like, you know, it happened or whatever, you know, and so I feel that when you came out 04, you know what I'm saying, these last 16 years, the work that you have put in, that was what I was referring to in the first question when I said that, you know, do you love what you do, which I know, you know what I'm saying, but like, do you deserve, you know what I'm saying, because I can't count the years prior to the 13 or whatever, because those were years, like you said, where it was, brothers are young. I can't expect you to be Mandela at 20.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or younger. You know what I'm saying? Come on, like it's impossible. So no, I truly appreciate that knowledge that you just said, especially the military thing. I didn't even know that. I mean, J. Edgar Hoover, that boy right there, that's a bad man. He figured out the best way, it seems like, from what my studies, he figured out the best way to hurt the black man was to put them against each other. You know what I'm saying? He's like, because it's just something about us. Like, when it's us, we'll go 900,000%. But when it's them, we get nervous. So we were like, all right, my bad. I go in the house. You know what I'm saying? But if, like, let's say another black man come on the block, we'll shoot it out all day or whatever. But if the police come on the block, we gone. We disappear. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that that he figured out then, way back, even in the Malcolm and Muhammad days, that it was like, well, how can I shut this down? Because they're growing so rapidly. Well, I got to put them against each other. And power and money and deceit, you know what I'm saying? The less communication that we have as brothers and sisters is the more that the communication or the point or the goal is tarnished. You know what I'm saying? No, for sure. So no, I appreciate that. Question on you.
You know, I'm always music. Yeah. I like to know when your mindset on ownership, because I see you have a lot of different businesses that you do, and I don't think people understand that your mindset has always been about owning and developing, building your own. You know, like, what was it that did you have to learn something, or you just came out, you knew that, you know, you wanted to?
No, okay, so look, my father, as long as I've known him, has always owned his own business. I've never seen my father work for anybody, a black man or a white man.
So your father?
My father, I've never seen him work for any other man but himself. I've always seen men working for him. Always white men, black men, brown men, Asian men. Because my father, he paints and restores old schools for a living. He's done that for 50 years.
Cars,
old school cars. And so I've never.
In Atlanta?
In Atlanta, South Carolina, or whatever. Atlanta and South Carolina, both places.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When we in Trinidad too. Yeah, I've never seen him work for anybody, ever. Not once. Not even like, oh, I got this job, I don't like this boss. I've never, ever seen that. So growing up my whole life, even when my parents split, that didn't change anything. Like, he still owned his own business. I mean, had his own shop, had his own tools. He never was renting stuff from nobody. it was always his business. So that mindset stuck with me. That mindset stuck with me. And then in this game right here, I realized that the more power that you can bring into yourself is what will actually make you be able to stand on your own 2 feet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the more that I depend on the white man or depend on a Jew man or depend on another brother to put me on, is the more that my feelings will be hurt in the long run.
Right.
And so it just kind of made me just, you know what, like I don't always know the best way to start a new business, but I'm going to make sure that I keep trying and shooting my shot or whatever, because if I don't do that, then I'm going to be waiting on somebody to put me on. And if you continuously wait on people to put you on, you put yourself in a position to get hurt. And I don't like that feeling. You know what I'm saying? I've been in that place before where I was dependent on people. And it's not a good feeling or whatever, because when you depend on people, they don't know how you feeling. They don't know what you need. You know what I'm saying? They didn't make you. They're not your mom and daddy. They're not your best friend. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody that's trying to do business, hoping that you already know what you want.
Right.
You know, and I just realized how important ownership was. Like, I'll probably say, after like my first 2-3 years in this game or whatever, I was just like, you know what? When I came out to LA and I started, and y'all really helped. I could be honest with you, y'all really helped with that. When I came out to LA, I was like, everything that I dropped the ball on in Atlanta, I wasn't gonna do that in LA or whatever. So the charity stuff that I always wanted to do, that I just like, I'm not dropping the ball, and I'm like, I'm doing it. If I fail, if I lose all my money, I don't care. I don't give a damn no more or whatever, because you have to attempt in order to gain the knowledge sometimes. It ain't always in the book.
Yeah, that was beautiful, man. I look back at those pictures of me, you, and Nip. When
Oh my God, man!
You and
look,
Nip.
I don't even post it because I like people don't even deserve it. We was trying to put y'all on when we was trying to put y'all on. I was like, man, I don't even post them, man. I look at them for myself. I look at it even when you did the award show and invited and gave that award to Nip for everything that he had did. It's just like, man, y'all don't even understand how precious that was. It was a whole black community in the city center or whatever. Everybody dressed up in their suits, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
T.I., Wiz, Nip, you know, it's just like, these are the type
Nip
of things.
beat y'all too.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. The homies have won almost all 3 years. Oh God. Straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? And for me,
you got to put that up. Dipsy team beat Trinidad team.
Facts. That is all facts. They all 3 years the homies have won. And I mean, I feel like, you know, we did that. You know what I'm saying? We really did that, and we did it for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all helped me really understand the importance of, like, you know, get your money, do your thing, have a good time or whatever, but doing right for the community can also be the same good time. You know what I'm saying?
That was beautiful though. We had fun, man. We did I think that one was for diabetes or lupus.
Yep, that one was for lupus, and we donated almost 1,000 pairs of shoes to homeless.
Yeah.
That was amazing right there. That was super amazing, for sure. But all those things,
Echo.
Yep, all those things helped me understand the importance of shooting your shot when it came to ownership in businesses or whatever. It's like, go out there and do it. Don't depend on somebody else to put you on to how to do these things. Figure it out for yourself. If you're a man, act like one. Be one. You know what I'm saying? Do the things that you know, that you think, if you think it's right, do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That type of, and if it's wrong, well then you'll find out it's wrong. Or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
But if you ain't hurting nobody though,
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying. I was like, how can I really lose if the community is happy?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? It's like, it's people that if I'm rolling down on 60th or coming down any part of Crenshaw to a certain extent, they just gonna be like, man, I rock with you or whatever. Like, it's love. I remember going in the airport and niggas let me go in because they from the hood and they work in the airport. They were like, nah, man, you doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that really made me feel good, man. I had to realize what actually made me feel good. I remember signing my first deal and not being happy at all. And then I remember that man, that same brother in the airport, letting me jump the line at the airport because he came to our game at Crenshaw High. And how happy that made me feel because I know that I touched him. I could tell in his eyes, I could tell in his handshake or whatever that like he really, really appreciated that. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know, those type of things that's really, really resonated with me more than the things that everybody usually are happy about when it came to this game.
And see, hey, and that's what makes me happy too. When you ask me, like, how do I feel? Because it's the kids that get it. Like it's a whole generation. It's a whole generation of kids who don't know the big you that the rest of the world knows. It's a whole generation of kids who play football with me, play football against me, play basketball with me, and play basketball against me, who've been able to come to me and say, I need $1, I need this, I need that. And it's that generation who's coming into power and, you know, really looking like, no, the old man is all right. You know, we love the old man. You know?
Yeah, man. Nah, trust me, I understand it, man. As I get up there in age and the type of things, the type of conversations I have with younger people now is I realize the importance for us to know what the hell we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's important for us to lead by action. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of people talking. You know what I'm saying? But action mixed with you actually being what you talk, that go a long way with the young people. Mm-hmm. I realize that. You know what I'm saying? It go a long. If nobody never tell a young nigga something to actually get him to think a different way, then you can't blame him for much.
You can't blame him.
You can't blame him. You know what I'm saying? If all his OGs ain't never told him, man, read this Malcolm X book, man. Just read this book. You know what I'm saying? Or read it one time. You know what I'm saying? If you hate it, you hate it. But read it one time. You get what I'm saying? Oh, I can't say nothing to him. But you got to at least have one big homie or somebody that could say something to you. And when you check that person's report card, you're like, you know, he's saying this for the right reason.
The report card, when you check the report card.
I'm just saying, you know, they're young. So it's like, they gonna fact check you too. They got
that's what I mean when you say report card. You know, everybody's report card gonna get checked. You ain't gonna just
facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts. You know, so that is that, man. That is that. So now my third question to you. All right. The month of February is interesting when it comes to Black culture. February is Black History Month, which is a positive. But February 26th, 2012, Trayvon Martin died. February 23rd, 2020, Ahmaud Arbery got shot down by a police officer and his son. I don't know why February is full of craziness like that, but between those 8 years of 2012 to 2020, there's been names that we shine extra light on, but it doesn't stop the violence. My question is this: from your opinion, what are we doing? What are we not doing right?
I don't think it's that we not doing it right. I feel like we're up against a system, right? Mm-hmm. That's more than 6,000 years strong.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I put up a post where the great legend Richard Pryor was talking about
LA and the police shooting them at night.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was watching Fred Sanford talk about the same thing some 30-some years ago. And I try to tell people, I try to say to them all the time that we are talking about a system. We're talking about a system in place that spans our existence or even the thought of us.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So we can't just correct that system in one day.
Amen.
You know, we can't correct it in one swipe. No one person can do it.
Right.
And if it was, the only person who would have been able to do it would have been the greatest black man they say ever hit this planet. That was Obama, they say.
Mm.
He didn't address it, nor did it stop, slow down in his presidency or even after his presidency.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Super facts.
Because there's a system in place. And guess where else the system is?
Where?
It's in us up here.
Systematic restraints.
Because we haven't started totally valuing us yet.
Mm.
We don't value us enough for them to feel it.
Mm.
And it's a lot of things that prevent us. I spoke on this the other day. You can't go to war with a standing army if you don't have nothing to go to war with a man. Sometimes we got to be intelligent enough to know that, look, man, I'm going to catch you when you off. I'm going to holler at you in a different way. It's foolish for me to come address you and to go to you and you. I mean, but I say that to say that it's a system. And it's years of building this system that they have created that's affecting black and brown.
Correct.
Where when they put that uniform on, they had the ability to kill black and brown like nowhere else on the planet Earth.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we're not going to not start seeing that until we start addressing it differently. You know, I mean, look, I'm marching and trying and all that. That shit sound good, but I mean, goddamn it, if a motherfucker knock on a nigga door and be like, man, you killed this dude unjustly. Because if you only addressing a motherfucker at work where he got 100,000 motherfuckers with him, that ain't gonna scare me. If you gonna address me when I got 4,000 of my homeboys with me and we feeling
Dress
like
blue.
man, stupid, whatever have you. But if you coming to where I go shop at, if you going to my store, if you going there and you letting them know, no, nigga, you are such and such and you did such and such and you was wrong, then guess what? The next motherfucker gonna think about it.
Right.
But that's the problem. See, he only so many hours in the uniform. That's the only way you're going to be able to address it. Because, let me give you California.
Okay.
With the most shootings. Taxpayers pay for police killing other people. It's not the money. Taxpayers pay that.
Hey.
Taxpayers pay when a police officer wrongfully shoots another person. That police officer does not financially feel that at all. They already have an insurance policy and they already have a budget in place for when their officers go out and kill innocent people. We're going to give you $5 million to whoever is next in line to get it, and we're going to move on.
Hey.
So the system is in place. So the first thing that has to happen is you have to remove that. You have to remove the ability for officers to have protection that's coming from the people in those states. I want people to understand this. Your tax dollars are going to pay the money that a person wins for a wrongful death by police officer.
Yeah, it's not the police officer's money.
Yes. So why they're not scared? They're not losing nothing financially. They're not worried about when they got home. They're not worried about their kids going to school. They're not worried. Why would they stop?
Right. There's no reason.
Well, there's no reason to stop. There's no fair rules.
Got it. That's deep. That's deep.
You gotta understand. We have to. You talk to him? So it's a bigger picture than it's a bigger picture, but we not addressing it right. It's like me having a problem with you because you did something to me, but instead of me taking the problem out on you, I take it out on your brother. This, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't dealing with you. But I'm going to tell you, the main thing you got to do, if an officer causes the city or the state to lose money
Right.
for something that they did wrong on duty, that should cost them.
Right.
They should be liable to be sued financially and civilly. That should be automatic right. In the state, once it's determined that that person was wrong in any kind of way, the state and everybody has to back up.
Right.
Once that's done, you ain't gonna see these guns going off and officers standing over people's dead bodies and laughing and joking. Because you know what he's gonna be worried about? Damn.
That's right. Yeah.
Damn, I just fucked up. Damn,
Yeah.
it's so much stuff in place for them to kill. Oh, I was scared. Oh, I thought they have a rule in California that's called the Fleeing Felon. Legally by law, if you are a fleeing felony in California, they can gun you down.
Wow.
Yes, if you are running, no threat to the officer, they consider that to be a what's called a fleeing felon. And that means that you may, in the process of running, commit another crime. You may, so they have the right to stop you. You may jack somebody, you might break into somebody's house, you may be doing numerous things, so they have a right.
Oh, all right, there it is. There it is. Fleeing felony.
Yeah, fleeing felon.
Golly.
So it's an amazing tool that they have to kill people when they're running away from it.
Right. Man. Damn. That's deep. That's deep. So we have to continuously break down the parts of the system that's been in place for 6,000 years in order to make a true difference when it comes to it. Why would I stop if you can't stop my system?
You can't stop the system. I mean, it's a system in place. It's a system in place right now in the United States of America that has traveled the country. And starting here, when the good old boys came from different places of the country and got to California, and they found that California was a liberal state when it comes to
Hold on, your phone. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Yo, I can't hear you. No. Your volume went out. I can't hear you. Oh, there he is. There you go.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, I got you.
I had to have my technician. I got my technician. We not finna go through that Breon Prescott and Hey, did you see Breon on there dancing?
Man, look. Hey, man. Hey. Go off, brother.
My man Breon was on there.
Hey. Oh, man.
Breon was getting, man. Bro, boy. You can leave.
But so, no, we have a lot. I mean, does it? Okay, the past is the past. Don't get it wrong. You know, the more that we showcase these things, is that good? Is that good when everybody's posting and stuff?
It's good. You know why it's good? Because it's the Malcolm X effect. We need young black men to realize that there's something else going on other than us hurting each other. And the reason why I say we need to continually to put it in the spotlight and continuously show it to people is because you never know the Malcolm X effect. And I like to call it the Malcolm X effect because of what the effect the book had on me. Just like 100 years of lynching. If we stop showing it and we start saying, "Oh, it ain't gonna do nothing," then guess what? It's that young brother out there that may spark to never do nothing else to nobody else like his own kind. You know what I mean? The same way it affects us to see unarmed brothers get hurt, and then we got brothers out here that still hurting unarmed brothers in the name of Christian blood. So you know, it's a difference. You know what I mean? When they're legally doing it, and you're not getting prosecuted for it, charged for it, or nothing. So that makes people start thinking, okay, it's all right to do something to our own kind.
Mm.
And that's the mentality we have here in the United States of America. You can kill a black man or Hispanic man, but you can't kill a white man. You can hit a black woman or a black sister, but you cannot hit a white woman. You know, so the mentality is in the system that we live in. And we need to start showing that and constantly showing it, because it has to be seen by these young people for them to understand, to wake up. They can't just ain't gonna just wake up if we ain't able to teach it to them.
Got it. And if this is the way that we got to teach it, then this is the way.
This is the way. This is the only way we have. Right. We have to take advantage. We have to take advantage of the system that we have in our hand. You know what I mean? This is our shout. You see now where Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook is replacing popular media now. So where you can see something that's said on these social media platforms now show up on national and state television.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? So we see what's really powering it now, because they can't just turn a blind eye to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most of the things you see on Instagram, you see on the real news, according to what it is. Phone recordings and stuff like that.
They do their due diligence and research it. They do the due diligence research it. But I like I said, I see brothers all the time talking about, I'm tired of seeing people post this. Well, no. Because the mere fact that you are seeing it means that it is opening up your eyes. Imagine how many times before social media and these phones, brothers was getting killed and was talking about they was getting framed and drugs and all this stuff put on them, and nobody was able to fight for them. Right. You know, you was able to police officers just without impunity go and say what they wanted to, and nobody would question what they said. So now we're starting to see that they're actually infallible, that they actually make mistakes, and that they actually lie. We see the energy that they're exercising on people, innocent people, beating the crap out of these brothers. That brother that we seen that they did, that brother in Boyle Heights. I mean, that Hispanic brother in Boyle Heights. Crazy. That goes to show you, you know, like, this dude should never be nowhere. Yeah, and I bet you if you go check his past, you're going to see. But guess what else you didn't see that people don't recognize? The officer who stood idly by and did not do nothing to stop him. Yeah. That's the bigger problem.
Yeah. They have a gang mentality too, where it's like,
she should be prosecuted along with him, because, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to let you have the floor. Her job is to protect and serve.
Yes.
Did she protect and serve that guy that she was handcuffing first?
No.
That she was handcuffing first. She let the man go, stepped out the way, and allowed him to be violently and viciously assaulted. Not one time did she step in, do what she was sworn to do. Not one time.
Correct.
She should be prosecuted as much as the other dude who could turn around and say, I lost control. I'm sorry. But she was in control, and she allowed this to go. And I guarantee you, if you look at the reports they wrote, the reports will reflect that they said he did something wrong.
Referring to the suspect.
Right.
Man. Now, what you call it? I definitely understand where you're coming from when it comes to the systematic. It's a problem. The systems in place are not set up or devised for us to win.
Not at all.
They're not at all. They're not at all.
I'm trying to see if you have some of the computer.
That's not for sale. That's not for sale.
That Crenshaw bag is not for sale. No, that Crenshaw bag is not for sale. No. Hey, they
So
trying to buy this
now,
Crenshaw. They trying to buy this Crenshaw bag from me. I'm
oh
trying to
man,
tell you the Crenshaw bag is not for sale. Look, let me show you.
which one?
I can no, that Crenshaw bag is not for sale.
Oh no, that's a classic right there. That's a classic.
Either one of those.
Bro.
We don't even have those bags no more.
That's a
That
classic.
was that's the first one that came out. We got red. We got the red Crenshaw bag, but we don't. I know.
So now,
It's not for sale. We don't have it. That's the only one. That's just for show. We don't have no. That Crenshaw backpack is not coming back ever. That backpack never coming back.
Lee.
That's what they telling me. You gotta everybody go hit DBD, David being David, and Spray Ground and tell him to remake that blue Crenshaw bag. People
They just need to have a conversation with them. They're about money.
I tried to, man. They said, "Hey, look, I know it's online. Somebody's selling it online for $500 right now."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So now,
right now they got it online. Somebody got it online.
hey.
That's how much.
So now, last question on you. Last question on you. Last question on you,
All right, you. Fuck it, I'm gonna buy it off for you one day.
All right. So look, I got a question, right?
Yeah.
With the way that music is changing,
Yeah.
and delivery of music is changing. What are you looking at now as your next platform to delivering, and what is your next steps that you see yourself selling the music? Not only just actually producing music yourself, but where are you? Business wise and creating, other things. Where are you at? What other business ventures are you looking at?
I think helping others helps me help myself. And what I mean by that is writing music for other people, shooting music videos for other people, styling other people. One of the things that they took out of the music game was artist development. There's no such thing in hip hop no more as artist development. They got rid of artist development. Everybody got to come microwave ready or whatever.
Right.
So you got a bunch of young men jumping into the game or whatever, and they just got like 1 million followers or got like 200,000 followers, a hot song, 20 guns in the video, a bankroll. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we could sell him because it's like, it's easy to sell violence. It's easy to sell negativity because it's so entertaining. The normal person don't act like that. Normal civilians don't walk around with a bunch of guns and a big bankroll. They're trying to make it. So when you see it, you entertained by it because it's a fantasy. You know what I'm saying? People love the Boys in the Hood because it's like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? California is full of gangsters and they ride around and shoot each other out the back of cars or whatever, because that doesn't happen every day. That's not supposed to happen every day. You know what I'm saying? The people that went through that and go through that or whatever, they're not proud of that. You know what I'm saying? The people that are proud of that, they're different. They're weird. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is. But the labels, they realize the power in keeping the people locked in to those type of narratives, because those narratives are easy for them to keep flipping. So I'd rather give a negative idea entertainer $1 million and then make this positive brother go through the ringer to get heard or seen. So what I realized is that, they got rid of artist development. And for me, I think that what I am going to continue to do is build my platform and learn so that I can bring artist development back and start being a private contractor to record labels for Yeah. All right. There it is. All right. Cool. So yeah,
Submit.
good. So artist development. So like using my platform and learning. Also making the money because you need money in order to knock out ideas. Is making sure that I have an artist development company and be a private contractor to record labels for artists that they have trouble with, they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Because they might be positive, have a great talent, but they don't got no style. They don't understand how to do videos or whatever. All those aspects of entertainment, I'm very well versed in. So I know I can help it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers that have one thing locked in and be like, oh, I can rap so good or whatever, but that's not all what the label looking for. The label is looking for what is going to make you hot. If you look at the people in the top 10 charts, and let's say you took each artist, right, male artist, and you made a basketball card. On the back of the basketball card, you put the stats on the card. You put that person's stats on the card. What would you would see more people got the entertainment level or the wow factor from the entertainment side, that attribute, that bar be very, very high or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like their overall, as far as like understanding the business and like the rapping and stuff like that, that's not going to be as high or whatever, you know? And so it's like, it's very interesting. They don't know anything about the game. They're just in the game. They're the top of the game. You know what I'm saying? They're at the top of the game, literally the top of the game, but they don't know anything about the game. You know what I'm saying? And obviously this is not a diss. This is just the truth. Or whatever. If I keep, Tupac Mama said it, or whatever in the movie, they will give you the vices to keep you drugged at the top. They keep you just saying the same things or whatever because it's an easy sell. It's a business scheme. Just like Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover was able to realize, like, dang, how do I mess up the Nation of Islam? I put Malcolm and Elijah against each other. I got to put them against each other in order to knock them down. It's the same thing with record labels. It's the same concept. How do I keep, is everybody kind of working together? All the guys at the top, they got like a pyramid thing going where you do your part and then your part work. It's almost like the record label's working with the police.
So would you say, is that what happened with Suge Knight and Dr. Dre? Jimmy Iovine, when Dr. Dre had told Dr. Dre, I could give you better? And that was the fall of Death Row?
Makes sense. He's seen it for what it was. That he could have been coming from you see, not every, as you know, not every white person is out there is not a devil. You know what I'm saying? Not every Jewish person, every record label person is a devil. You know what I'm saying? Some people actually do got your best interests at heart or whatever. Jimmy Iovine was an artist type of person. So when you meet a Dr. Dre, when you got the mindset like Jimmy or whatever, who don't got no street knowledge, he just got music knowledge, you're like, hey man, you kind of wasted your talents with these so-and-so thugs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no business structure over there. The business that Suge was doing.
No, that's incorrect. There was a business structure.
No. That's what I'm about to say. No, that's what I was about to say. The business structure that Suge had in mind, don't get me wrong, they were super successful. They was killing it. But it was a lot of negative energy that was around it or whatever. It wasn't just about the business.
But if you go to what you said earlier, and what you said earlier was about, you know, the white man coming in and whispering in another brother's ear. And I feel like this. There was a lot of negative energy over there, right? Probably. Right. But had they stayed together, couldn't they have got it corrected together? Shouldn't they have corrected themselves together instead of everybody?
Answer to nobody. I remember you saying that. I remember you saying that.
No, you're right. But I wasn't in the beginning of it.
That's what I'm saying. If you wasn't there. That's what I'm saying. You said that it wouldn't be no death row if you was out.
Right.
It wouldn't be no death row. It wouldn't be no death row if you was out. You know, I remember you saying that. You see what I'm saying?
But I'm saying as far as his business partner, if Dre would have stayed there, couldn't him and Dre together got past whatever that was and got to a place to where it became positive? Because at some point, everything, some people always have a falling out.
Yes.
and they go
Yes.
different ways,
Yes.
and then they get back. But I'm saying, just to address what you said about
Yeah.
how some people come and whisper in another person's ear, Jimmy Iovine did that.
Yes, he did. He did come whisper. He did come whisper. He did
And
come
that's,
whisper. I just don't know if Suge was off his rocker. So I
well, no,
can't.
we're not talking about Suge's conduct. I wasn't there to say, but I
Yeah,
could
that
just
was
say,
saying. Yeah,
well,
nobody. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be hard for Dr. Dre, who was a level thinking brother, to change the mindset of Suge, who was like, Dr. Dre was like a music business type of guy. You know what I'm saying? And like he wanted
I
to keep
think
it
people,
music.
hey, look, I think people see Dr. Dre as a little weaker than he really is. You know what I'm saying? I think with the invitation of getting a bigger bag somewhere else, that made it for Dre easy for Dre to leave and look like he was weaker than he is. I don't think Dre is as weak as people think he is, because I know him personally. I
Right.
don't know him as a friend or somebody who did, but I know he ain't the weakling that people tend to think he or see him as. You
Okay.
know what I mean? He ain't that weak. But
Yeah,
I
I don't.
think
But I
that
don't think it's about being weak. I think that you know
the
this.
money,
Go
now
ahead.
I'm saying this. I'm saying that the money that was offered to leave the situation made it easier for him to make decisions that put him away from that.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Had that money not been there, he would have been strong enough to make it go a way of a sort, because he could have just been like, man, I'm not going to be beefing with these dudes like Snoop did. See, Snoop took a stance and was like, look, man, I'm not beefing with these dudes because of whatever have you. I'm finna do songs with these dudes. I'm finna speak to these dudes. So Snoop made that decision. You know what I mean? So I think that because Dre said, fuck it, I'm gonna leave this alone, people tend to think Dre is soft, weak, or whatever have you, and I don't think that's the mindset. I think that if another motherfucker tell me I'm gonna give you 10 million and let you start your own shit, and I'm gonna get you away from Suge and let's go do this, I'm gonna be like, hell yeah, man. Go ahead and Suge, you got that, bro. I just don't want to, you know, sometimes
No,
you
no.
got.
I agree with that. I just think
But it's
that
still the
when you
conversation of the whisperer. We're talking about the whisperer
no,
now.
no, 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 no. That's what I'm saying. The whisperer, Jimmy Iovine. I would just put a name on it. The whisperer in that situation was Jimmy. And mind you, obviously, I'm not a friend with Jimmy, so I don't know the man's intentions or whatever. The white man is very good at seeing big business. That's just always been his thing.
But
But
we ain't knocking Jimmy though. We ain't bashing Jimmy.
yeah,
We
yeah,
just
that's what I'm
talking the
saying.
fact.
Like that's what I'm saying. I don't know Jimmy's stand on that one or whatever. If I see a Dr. Dre, I'm gonna say something to him too because
Me too. Fuck you
the
talking
power
about?
the
If I got the
power.
money to say Dr. J come with me, I'm gonna say it too. Fuck you talking
Here you
about?
go, brother. You a doctor, a musical doctor. Come on. Because if you look at it, okay, Dr. Dre leaves, right? The way that
Right,
Suge ruled LA during the 90s, it was
right,
nobody for him to answer to. And that
right.
is the demise to destruction. Because he had nobody to tell him, bro, you tripping. You don't think we know that Dr. Dre ain't no lame, ain't no hoe, he ain't no sucker. But he couldn't stop Suge from being Suge.
I think he could have. I think
How?
no. Listen. I'm not saying as far as physically going in and doing this. I think over time that you got to remember, if Dr. Dre, as being him, would have got to the point to look, man, this shit is ridiculous. I'm about to leave. If you continue like this, then some things would have changed. But
But don't you
because
think he had to say that in order to leave anyway? He left anyway. While Suge was still
no. Leaving is one thing. Saying I'm not going to be a part of this and go and do my own thing, having to see. Because when you give me $15 million, you kind of make me a little docile. You kind of make me like, I'm leaving and I got this bag and I got this and this and I'm gonna move this way, and then Jimmy is paying Suge. It's just some different things. But if I just leave and I say, man, I'm cool, now I'm stronger because I left and I'm like, nigga, man, look, man, fuck what you talking about. I'm over here. Nigga, I'm in the grind. I'm in the stoop. I'm grinding again. Like he was when he left Eazy-E.
Right.
They didn't have that security. He didn't have that blanket of a bunch of millions. He left and he became harder.
Right.
But when he left with Jimmy, he had a bag, so he wasn't as hard.
He didn't have to be.
Because he didn't have to. We had a bag. You like,
Right.
my money right. I'm good. I ain't even for to argue with you or nobody else.
Right.
Now you're in the town, it's like, man, why am I arguing with anybody?
Right. Nah,
well, if I got a bag,
I see your point. I see your point. I see what you're saying.
But if I don't got a bag, nigga, I'm not only am I arguing with you, I'm gonna take you to war faster than I would if I didn't have a bag.
Correct.
But
now,
I mean,
I see your point. I see your point. I didn't look at it like that from the standpoint of Jimmy paying off both sides to make sure that he had what he needed.
He did. He paid off both sides, man. And he got his man. And then Suge started going in and out of jail. So
yeah. Damn. My brother, I appreciate your time, man. I really, really appreciate your time. I appreciate this talk, man. This is always needed. People need to hear these type of things. I needed to hear this. I've been looking at a lot of Malcolm X stuff during this quarantine and just studying and reading different things to just understand the position of the black man or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you can't keep doing the same tricks in order to make the real changes. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to say this, though. Let me add that. You say been reading Malcolm, right? Well, this is the thing. You can't become Malcolm without seeing Elijah. You can do all you want. If you don't go see Elijah, you can't become Malcolm.
True. No, that's true. That's a fact. That's a big fact. That's a big fact. Now, you're right. You're right. I think it's one of those type of things where if you look at it only from like a TV standpoint, it gives you a bad picture of Elijah. It gives you a very weird picture of him because it seems like that Elijah didn't stand by Malcolm when he was supposed to.
Well, I would beg the difference, said differently. Malcolm didn't stand by Elijah when he was supposed to, because Malcolm was the one who said the things that were hurtful to the nation. Right. And he was forewarned not to say those things. So if I tell you don't say something, because what you say can have a negative effect on all of us, and you say it anyway, but what people don't tend to report, they don't report the fact that after Malcolm said what he said about Kennedy, a lot of the mosques was bombed and Muslims were attacked.
They don't talk about that.
Don't know
they don't
about.
talk about
Yes.
that. They don't talk about
Yes, they don't tell you about that. So when Elijah told him to sit down,
for the 90 days or suspended him,
It was because of all of the rhetoric that was coming to the Muslims at that time. So you got to, and you and yourself, you know, if somebody's working for you and they go into Live Nation and say something about one of the owners of Live Nation, now Live Nation is saying, oh, as long as he's in your camp and he's your manager, y'all can't move around no more. None of our venues. You can do all the other venues, but you can't do Live Nation no more.
Correct.
So now you thinking as a leader and you telling him, look, homie, you can get your position back once we get this situation straight with Live Nation. Let us show Live Nation that we got that you know you did, because I told you not to say nothing.
Right.
And I told you don't do this, but you did it anyway. But people fail to realize that Malcolm did something even himself he admits he was told not to do.
Yes. In
his own ignorance, his own weakness, he spoke out and he was told not to speak out. Right. And I only can say that because I got little homies I could tell, look, man, don't do this because this is what's going to happen. And then they do it anyway. So I know that feeling. Right. You know what I mean? So I think, like I said, when you study the history, you got to get the whole gamut now, because somebody else can give you something that you ain't read upon.
No. You're right. You're definitely right. I can't learn it all from looking at TV also. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's kind of like it's hard for a person like Malcolm. I think it was hard for him to get all that power that he never really asked for. He was preaching Brother Elijah's message, And the power that came from our people. So he felt like he was doing what's right, because sometimes you have to make that call for yourself. I feel like Elijah empowered them so much and then turned on them when it was like, I'm making this call for us.
Elijah never turned on him, though. This is who I can't agree with you. I would never agree with that, because as the man who created with the system, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad created a system that's here to this day.
Yes.
You have to be some kind of special to create a system that surpasses your existence.
Correct.
Right? We never seen Malcolm rise to the height of where it is now until the white man accepted him as a tool to counteract the Nation of Islam. He was never honored by white people while standing as a human being here on this planet Earth, because he was not ever going to be a bootlicker to the white man. But in his death, the white man is able to use him as a tool to go at the Nation of Islam, to always keep that thorn. But I'm going to say this. Malcolm in his own said that he was wrong.
Yeah.
And
he did admit
I'm going to say this. He called the Honorable Elijah Muhammad a pedophile and all these different things, but I say this. The mentality of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was that of the Muslims of Saudi Arabia. He could have as many wives as he can afford to take care of. So you can't judge a Muslim by Christian edicts, doctrines. You can't do that.
Got you.
So him having a wife and multiple wives and multiple kids is because he could financially afford them.
Right, based off of that teaching.
Exactly. At that time, he had a mentality, and the mentality was, I'm a Muslim. I don't practice Christianity. And another thing that every one of his kids are still in the nation. Every one of his kids have been well taken care of, and none of them have been disowned. So I would say that.
No. What to call it? I'm definitely not against Brother Elijah Muhammad. It's impossible. You won't have Malcolm.
I'm not against neither one of them. I'm not against neither one of them. I just study.
No. I know that. I don't want people to even take that we saying that. It's just when I look at the story, it's hard to always see it Elijah Muhammad's way, because it's like with Malcolm. I hate when people empower you, and then they give you a platform, and then when you try to use it a little bit your own way, then you get hurt for it.
But that's not exactly how it happened, though.
Well, I'm gonna ask. I don't know how to ask this or whatever. Like, who killed Malcolm X? Who killed Malcolm X?
I feel what you said. Hey, I don't know who killed Malcolm X. I watched that documentary, right? I watched the documentary.
That's deep. It's deep.
Did you watch that documentary?
Of course.
Brother did?
Of course.
You watched it? Yeah.
Of course.
Because see, I was a fan of Malcolm. I got to the nation through Malcolm X. I got back to the nation. I was born through reading Malcolm X's autobiography.
Right.
So
during the 90s, did you read it during the 90s?
Yeah, I read it in I read it in the 80s.
Oh wow.
89, 90.
Yeah, you said you was already making a change before you even went away. So it makes sense. I got you.
Yeah. So no, I say this though. I say that when you look at the powers that be and the COINTEL program, we cannot forget who they were and what their purpose was to destroy black organizations. And that's what they did, and they did it well.
Yes.
You know, and Malcolm and Elijah and all of them was a part of that. They were a part of that, as was Eldridge Cleaver, Huey P. Newton, and all of them, who they pit against each other to destroy the Black Panthers. So it's not like this wasn't an actual fact, and we see them telling us around the world how they go out and destroy different people. So, like I said, I'm going to say this again. Elijah Muhammad never seen Malcolm as a threat, because the Nation of Islam did not cease to grow or did not cease to thrive after Malcolm left.
Facts. Very true.
You know what I mean?
It's way more.
It didn't see a steep decline, because you got to remember, at the time, Malcolm had said something that caused a lot of them to get hurt. That's what you guys don't hear about.
Right.
That's the reporting you don't know about.
Right. I mean, people loved Kennedy. They loved Kennedy. He was one of the
Black
most
people around the
favorite.
world love Kennedy
They
more than they
loved
love the
Kennedy.
Nation of Islam.
Yeah, and when
You
he
can
made
tell
the
something
rooster
about
comment, when he made the rooster comment, that was a hell of a comment.
it. It was a
Yeah.
hell of a thing. It hurt a lot of people.
Hell of a
Y'all
comment.
don't know that.
Hell of a comment.
It
I
was a hell
realize
of a
it's crazy that
comment.
you even said
It
that because
hurt a
I
lot
thought
of
about that.
people.
Like they never talk about like the
They don't.
backlash that came from it.
It hurt a lot of people. It angered a lot of people. It angered and hurt a lot of people that they went to arms and they started attacking. They started attacking Muslims.
Right.
You
Right.
don't hear that. Go back
They
and
wanted
research
an
that.
excuse to attack. It felt like they always wanted an excuse to attack Muslims in the first place.
And now, why would you give them one?
Correct. 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 Why do you think Malcolm wanted to go to war so much?
I think that Malcolm was a person who was so passionate about what was happening, like we are passionate about the killings of black men right now.
Right.
And then you get to the point where you fed up, and at a point you get these cameras thrown out. And then too, like he said, you feeling jealousy within your own ranks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You feeling like, should I help build this? I'm the biggest voice. And you know, I do not doubt that there was jealousies and people
Oh yeah,
who
for sure.
disliked him and seeing him for whatever have you. I don't doubt that. I do know. I can see that even in myself, even in today, and even what I deal with over here
Correct.
in my community.
Correct.
You know what
That's
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying. Like you know what it is for people to be jealous of you when
Yeah.
you're doing the right thing. Like
Yeah.
niggas is jealous of you when you're doing the right thing. Like brothers are jealous still, and you're trying to do the right thing. Are we?
Right.
It is supposed to be the same cause, but it's like I don't know. It's tough. They make it seem like it's about money. They make it seem like it's about everything else than what it's supposed to be about. You know, Malcolm disrespected a lot of people. You know, he had his way, how he felt about Dr. King. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting.
But people don't see that. People don't feel that. They only, and like I told you, you got to remember today's time, the tools right now, he's used as a tool to destroy one fraction.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So, and then we get to the point that we started looking at, well, both of them brothers were killed within 2 years of each other.
Yeah, almost like Pac and Biggie. It's crazy.
You know what I mean? And well, definitely not like Pac and Biggie, because neither one of them were on the positive road fighting for their people like those two brothers was.
Well,
So
no, I'm talking about like how like great people dying so close to each other
Yeah,
in years. It's
yeah.
like, dang, like ex King, like golly. Nah, I get it. I get it. Nah, but no, my brother, I appreciate this talk, man. You already know. Stay safe over there in LA. And when I'm out there, you already know I'm gonna come see you.
My guy.
Bless, brother. Be good.
Love always, kid.
You know it.